Breaking developments tonight. According to reports, President Donald Trump is still carefully reviewing a broad range of responses regarding Iran, including possible military actions, following the regime's violent suppression of anti-government demonstrations. Fox News has confirmed that U.S. military resources are beginning to reposition toward the Middle East, despite a recent reduction of American naval strength in that region. Correspondent Jeffrey Griffin provided the latest details. Military planners indicate that assets expected to deploy may include at least one aircraft carrier, along with advanced missile defense systems capable of operating across air, land, and maritime environments. Meanwhile, Iranian state-run media issued a direct warning to the U.S. president, declaring that any strike by Washington would be met with retaliation. Sources say the U.S. military has already presented various strike scenarios to President Trump. However, officials reportedly could not promise that such actions would result in the collapse of Iran's ruling leadership. The president is said to have sought guarantees that any operation would be fast, overwhelming, and would not escalate into a broader regional conflict. At that time, America's military posture in the Middle East was considered insufficient for a decisive attack. Notably, the region was without a U.S. aircraft carrier for the first time in several years after the Pentagon redirected the USS Ford to the Caribbean. As of Wednesday, only 3 destroyers and 3 additional combat vessels were positioned in the Middle East, roughly half the number of U.S. warships currently operating near Venezuela. Analysts note that repositioning an aircraft carrier to the Middle East would require 1 to 2 weeks. Additionally, some U.S. missile defense batteries had been withdrawn from the region after last summer's strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, though officials say those systems could soon be redeployed. Despite these limitations, defense experts emphasize that the United States retains significant firepower in the area, including an Ohio-class submarine capable of launching up to 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles. Potential targets discussed by analysts include missile manufacturing and storage facilities, oil refineries critical to Iran's economy, or even senior leadership figures. Observers point to Israel's past actions against Hezbollah as an example of how leadership-focused strategies can weaken hostile organizations. Specialists note that cyber operations may also be used to disrupt command structures and create opportunities for precision strikes. On the diplomatic front, the U.S. State Department announced new sanctions against Fardous prison, where many female political detainees are held. Additional sanctions targeted Iran's Supreme Council for National Security chief and 18 individuals or entities tied to a covert banking network accused of laundering oil revenues. In a separate development, attention has turned to a mysterious weapon reportedly purchased by the Department of Homeland Security near the end of the Biden administration. Investigative reports claim DHS acquired a pulse energy device that the Pentagon has been evaluating for a possible connection to Havana syndrome. Hundreds of U.S. intelligence and State Department personnel have reported sudden neurological symptoms overseas. Many affected individuals suspect a foreign adversary and believe their cases were downplayed, prompting House Republicans to open a formal investigation.